like, the tree has a central stem, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that stem represents the central stem in human beings. What is the central stem in human beings?
Oh, the spine.
The spine. Okay. So there is a spine. So now we understood that tree is representing the spine. Okay, human spine. Now comes the lights. Okay, why the lights? Along the spines are the chakras, the sacral centers. Okay, so the illumination of the lights there is showing the illumination of the chakras, the sacral centers. Okay, that's what and then there is a star on top, right?
Mm.
So what is the star on top? Like the star on top is the
Yeah.
Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra. The illumination, finally, you have to illuminate the star on top, like, and so it is representing that, but lighting trees on a Christmas tree or any tree, like, lights will not illuminate your chakras, right?
No.
Yeah. See, the outward representations can never make the inner thing happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, you can do the outward representation 100, you can do this process 100 times, 1,000 times. You can take trees, put lights on it like 100 times, 1,000 times, then 1,000 times, but that doesn't make the inside thing happen.
Inside to outside is much more
Yeah,
powerful.
it is the only way.
Mm.
The outside it doesn't ever work, right? Like, people always light up Christmas trees every Christmas. Okay, so does that illuminate their chakras inside when they do that?
Okay. Very
Does that, yeah, does that illuminate their chakras inside by the act of putting lights in a Christmas tree every year? Does that illuminate your inside chakras?
No,
No, it
no,
doesn't, right? No, it doesn't, right? So it does not work.
no.
You, in fact, people don't even know what that is. What are they doing after a while?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
happens with
what's
these
the purpose of it? Yeah.
Yeah, what are we showing you? Like, if you make a little diagram for kids or something, after that, like, if the kids don't even know what that diagram is representing after a while, and it just becomes again a hollow practice. Okay,
Mm.
that's when the meaning and understanding is lost, and hollow ritual remains.
So for
Okay.
example, I know like in different religions, they do many rituals, and they're very adamant on their rituals that it will bring certain things and alleviate certain ailments. So if you're saying that you're just doing these external rituals without doing any of the inside work, that it's
Yeah.
null and void pretty much.
Yeah, obviously, finally, because the action which you're going to do, which is going to make things happen as a human being, is different, like what you have to do actually,
Mm.
so and there are no shortcuts to it. Like, just when the moment you take a human body, there are certain things which come with the human body, certain practices, like posture, all kinds of practices come along with a human body. So you have to do those practices first, and the practices you're trying to do, instead of doing the basic primary actual practices, will not compensate for it. It's not like, I won't do this, but I'll do this, and that'll somehow compensate for that. Okay, it doesn't work like that in any actual technical thing, even, or anything. And finally, there is a technical sort of basis to the universe and human bodies and life on earth, and this surrounding and everything has a technical basis to it. Okay, so, like, force, everything has a technical basis to it. So these there's no bypassing the fundamental basics of that technical creation, so.
And if people wanted to learn more about learning how to do these basics, where can they go to learn more?
I mean, they can go to Lord Social Meditations. Okay, so I mean, then people, I mean, this should be actual, like, be taught everywhere in the world, from like age of 3, 4 onwards, five onwards, when people are small, like, they should start that. But now, at any age, when people can start at whatever age they are at now, so, and they can start learning the basics, which for the human body and the human being, like that. So I mean, I started with these meditations specifically for that purpose, that people in this day and age can learn that, which should actually be common knowledge for everyone. It should be a basic thing at school level or anything, any level. But since it's not there, not part of the education system,
Yeah.
so that is the way right now. And if more people learn it, then obviously more people will spread it after a while. So one day it might become a commonly known basic thing, like eating and breathing and these kind of
Yeah.
things. Yeah. So yeah.
And I know like
Yeah.
Christmas, like doesn't this correlate somehow? Can you share how it correlates with the chrism oil rising?
I mean, that is more of a technical thing later, you know. Uh, but the X in it, I've explained that X in it, like the cross,
Uh-huh.
it relates to the sun, why 25th December? Okay, because 25th, 1st December is when the sun has gone the most southernmost on a southernmost transit. Okay, so from the north people in the northern part of the equator, it has gone farthest away from them. Okay, so once it's gone there, now they have to wait for it to come back. It'll start its northward journey. So on 21st, it reaches the southernmost point. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, it is on that point. And 25th, it'll start its journey back. You can feel the first day you will feel like it's coming back towards you.
Mm.
Okay, because on 21st June, it'll reach the northernmost part, which is called the summer solstice.
Mm.
Okay, and 21st December is the winter solstice when it's the farthest. Okay, so on 25th, when the sun started its northward motion and people came to know that, oh, the northward motion is started. Okay, then people in the north will know that summer will come to them. So they celebrated that.
Oh, I get it. Christ mass. So more
Yeah,
Christ, more
yeah,
sun.
more sun. Like that means, if the sun doesn't come towards you, that means you will not have a summer. Okay, if you won't have a summer, means you won't have any crops.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You won't have anything. Like you won't have light, you won't have heat, you won't have crops, you won't have, your whole life depends on that motion starts. But people take that motion for granted right now, right?
Yes.
That it'll always come. But in ancient times, people did not take that motion for granted. They didn't say like, okay, if it's gone there, it'll come back. Every
Yeah.
time, so every time it happened, it was like, hooray, it's started its movement, so it's coming. Like, so
Yes.
that's why 25th
That's
of
wonderful.
December. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's to do with the sun only. So that X is the cross and the sun is on the cross, and sun on the cross starts its northern movement from the south.
And
South
I did want to add to that what you shared with me earlier, which is beautiful. You had mentioned so the sun on the cross is north, east, west, south,
south.
all
Yes,
the directions.
all the directions. Yeah, and the sun you can see like it rises in the east, set in the west. It has a northern transit, it has a southern transit. So sun is always going in north, east, west, south. It defines pretty much this cross. So
It's a
so
whole nother way of looking at the cross.
yes, yeah. It is the actual
The
cross.
actual meaning of
Cross.
it. Yeah.
Yes. So that's the thing. But everything in all these things is just allegory. It's called allegory. It's not the real thing. Is something else always. So
Yeah.
so and the real thing is understood in astrology and all of these things, and like sun and sun's transits and how is sun moving on earth, and so a lot of things, like even people have understood flat earth now, like in the
Mhm.
last, right, and then they understand this transit of the sun more,
Yes.
the northern and southern
Exactly what's
transit,
really going on, huh, and how.
what's really going on. So like everything and all of that was there in the Vedic thing, actually,
Mm.
clearly. So if people understand those things, they'll automatically move towards the Vedic things and understanding of the universe, you know So that's what is going to happen. And so it's all good, like as long as the more real anything comes up, real science, real truth, real anything comes up, it'll automatically take people towards the Vedic thing, because that's where all the actual knowledge was and is. So it's a good movement happening towards that. So as a whole, so yeah, so that's a good thing. Like, and then these religions, so-called religions, will lose their sort of
Grip
hold
on
on,
humanity.
they hold and grip on humanity. And because uh, I mean that time is over, like where it is like a blind faith belief.
Yeah,
These
the
kind of
era
things.
of Pisces.
Yeah, now it's like era of knowing actually what is what, and doing actions as per what is what, rather than and there's a lot of harm which has happened because of this.
Mm.
Like humans have stayed trapped in rituals and practices instead of actually evolving. So
And what do you say for those who truly believe that we're in Kali Yuga right now, which is evident, but that we're going to be in Kali Yuga for like hundreds of thousands of years more? What do you think?
right, I mean they should even ask like any like climate people, or any of these people, like what the actual situation is. Like these people are completely blind to the current situation on earth, you know of like economy, systems, climate, the whole situation, which is completely unsustainable. Like even agriculture, you know like how the lands have gone bad by using all the pesticides and you know fertilizers and everything, and what the situation is as a whole. Like when you're stretching a rubber band, you
Mm.
stretch it, stretch it. There comes a point it'll break, right?
Yes.
Right. So I mean, for it's like easy to say right now, the rubber band of the human life on earth is breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yes.
mean, yeah, that's just common sense. Even a most common person with most common sense can sense that and feel that. Okay. So like you don't have to be an expert.
Yeah. So pretty
Yeah.
much, things
Yeah.
are in such dire, extreme conditions that
Yeah.
there's no possibility that this could go on for
Go on for very
hundreds of
long.
thousands of years further. This
Yes.
is a very short kind
So
of.
there is, yeah, there is no, like there's no question of that even at all. Like, so this is just ridiculous to even think that this can be stretched out another 100
For all this more time. Yeah.
all this more time, like where the rubber band is about to break and it's almost broken for a lot of
Yeah.
places and a lot of people. Just because you don't happen to be those people right now, like it doesn't mean that it's not breaking all around the earth. Like so it's just like a wrong notion. It's just again one of those falsehoods, which is propagated, which is millions of falsehoods are propagated on this plane right now. So that's just one more like, yeah,
Misinformation.
misinformation, and and complete lack of sense, common sense. That's why it would do good to these kind of people to do grounding, touch their feet on the ground, you know, and connect back to nature and in earth in some way, and just get some common sense back. Like that's that would be good than reading any books or like texts and misinterpreting them and all of these